Diaspora, what is it? It's a term to reference people who identify with a specific geographic location, but currently reside elsewhere. Let's talk about it. There's a lot of information on FBAs, the coined term by our good brother Tariq Nasheed, and he said he modified the term from the good Dr. Claude Anderson. The term references our special lineage that we received from hundreds, perhaps even thousands of years in this great land, the USA. Welcome to Black and Loud, where we dive into the nuances of culture, society, and race. We try to get in a laugh or two. I'm your Negro administrator, Merk. My father's family is from Choctaw County, that's in Alabama. My mother's family is from Louisiana, Barefoot Dirt Road, Louisiana. That's where you get this great, unique admixture. So in reference to the diaspora wars, there's been a lot of fucking undermining going on into our struggle. It seems as if the non-FBA members of the community would like to sabotage us politically and economically as we try to fight for our reparations. That we cannot have. We have to stand on lineage business when it comes down to this kind of fight. We're not unfamiliar with it. We've been here before.
My mother was very clear. She was raising two black girls to be two proud black women. And that was never a question.
So when you say that you're black, that entails a lot of different criteria. It encompasses a trauma and a pride that you could only have as a black American, a foundational black American. And it encompasses another layer of complexities that we are very proud of. And we have to protect that lineage.
If you want to start talking about race in America, you want to talk about the 1/8 rule?
A drop.
Right. You want to talk about what it means in terms of who you are perceived to be and the impact that can have on the rest of your life, regardless of who you actually are in terms of your God-given capacity and the rights that you have and should have.
During that interview, she mentioned a couple of things that were really interesting. She mentioned the 1-drop rule, and she mentioned perception. It's very clever.
We're gonna cook today.
Okay.
Is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Obviously, there are a lot of different kind of Indians. In respect to the lineage, me and my beautiful wife have a little bit of Native American or indigenous background in our ancestry as well. And we're very proud of that lineage.
However, recently there's been a string of videos put out by Candace Owens that have been getting millions of views. In them, she insinuates a bunch of things about Kamala Harris's family tree that, quite frankly, are not true. But people are believing Owens and starting to repeat her claims as if they are fact.
Useful Choice did a great job on highlighting Kamala Harris's ancestry, but there's a couple of problems. With his position, he has no authority, or yet has he been schooled on what we black people categorize as black.
She was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black.
When a non-black critiques another black's blackness, my spidey senses get to tingling racism.
Until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
That's what I call a double standard. Double standard is when an individual has a certain expectation of a certain person or group, but does not believe that same expectation to be applied to them, i.e., Trump versus blackness.
She's always
But you know
identified
what?
as a black
I
woman. She went to a
respect either
historically black
one.
college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't.
When former President Trump said she obviously has no respect for either race, that was very interesting. It's inappropriate, and it's that double standard that we talked about.
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the Lift Act.
In America, perception is everything. When a person like Kamala Harris, or even me, because we're roughly the same complexion, when we walk down the street, maybe a person would consider both of us black people. But like I said earlier, it's a certain trauma and a certain pride that makes you black. So, in reference to the one drop rule, you can do your research on that. It kind of roughly says that if you have 25% of your lineage as Negro, then you're considered Negro. And by those standards, maybe she would be considered Negro. But that was a racist standard back then, and it's a racist standard right now. So mentioning it, I think that was a digression in that conversation. I think that was a justification as to what she's trying to say. I'm not too sure why a person would say that they're black and they're not really black. I'm not really receiving the popularity and why a person wouldn't just stand on their lineage business as an Indian. I'm not too sure because I can't take this skin off. This is me. I'm black. I'm FBA. And she is Indian. And we can appreciate that. So what do you guys think, family? Let me know. It's Merk, your Negro administrator. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you never miss a video, and we out.